Hello and welcome to Radiance, the podcast. This is a sacred space where mysticism, embodiment, and modern wisdom meet. My name is Dr. Irene and I'm your host. So today, the subject that I want to bring into this space is the subject of sovereign health and the theme of pain in the body. And this is something very, very personal for me because I live with chronic pain. I have been very blessed in my life to have had a full life where I've been able to enjoy my body in a lot of sports. So when I was a little kid, I started horseback riding, and that was my sport for many, many years until I was 18. And as any horseback rider knows, you fall off the horse many, many times, and you get back on the horse. And this has been such a beautiful metaphor also for my life. It's been such a beautiful teaching that I've taken with me that no matter what, you can always pick yourself up and get back on the horse and get back on your path. But with that, I've had a lot of physical trauma. And I not only did I horseback ride, I also played tennis and I water skied. Later in my life, I started surfing. And then up here in Canada, I started snowboarding and climbing and mountain biking. And as a lot of you out there know, my fellow sporty friends, you get hurt. But here's the thing. I truly believe that everything's interconnected. Yes, accidents happen, but why did they happen? And I have this. So I amputated the tip of my finger in a surfing accident in Taiwan in 2012. And as I go back to the time of my life and what was happening during that day, I chose not to pay attention to signs that my body was giving me not to surf because I was exhausted from traveling and already surfing. But because I only had one day, I went for it. And also, when I go back to that moment, it's like I lost awareness, I lost consciousness, or I chose not to see. I didn't want to see. And this happened again recently. Snowboarding, I recently hurt my back really, 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 really bad. And it was the same pattern because I was already tired. I had been snowboarding many, many days, but there was powder coming and the season is almost over. And I was like, I need to go get that POW. If you are a fellow snowboarder, you know this. I need to go get that POW. I need to go get it because it's going to be over again. And this is like, when I speak of it, this is scarcity mindset. This is the programming that we've had of we need to get it now before it leaves, before it goes away. No, like this grasping energy. And I hurt my back. I hurt my back really, really bad to the point that I had to, like, I cleared my schedule, but also the universe was like, you can't work, lady. You have to be still and you have to go into the pain to see what's there for you. And so I have allowed myself to go into my body, to go into the pain and to connect with the emotion and with the stories that are there. And for me, my back, it really represents the masculine that holds us. It's our backbone, right? Our back is like what holds us. It's our backbone, our strength, the masculine that is supporting us. And so not to go a lot into my own personal story, but my father is aging and he has been the pillar in my life, and that is dissolving. And also the way that I do my business, the way that I run my life, I do fall in the go, go, go kind of personality because I'm very excited about what I do and I am fully devoted to what I'm doing. But my feminine is like, hold your horses. You need to resource. You need to stop. You need to receive. You need to receive. And as women, I feel like this is such a important conversation to have, is how can you allow yourself to receive more? And think about it, that's our like energetic blueprint and our birthright. As women, we are the receivers, men are the givers. And not to say that these roles can go back and forth, because feminine energy and masculine energy transcends genders. But when in your own experience, one is going in an extreme, the other one's being depleted, right? Also, we can see it as yang and yin. Yang is the masculine, the fire. Yin is the feminine, is water. So when there's a lot of yang, our yin gets scorched, our yin gets depleted. So we need to resource our yin. We need to resource those waters and those juices so that we can be in balance and in harmony and in coherence and in alignment with what our soul is calling us to do. And, for some of you, you're like, this is not my world. That's okay. But for those of you that this is landing, you know what I'm talking about. If you're in the path of self-knowledge and self-realization, and you want to expand your consciousness, and that you know that there's more in this world than this mundane culture that we have been programmed with, than this mundane world of the physical. If you know that there's more, there is more. We're more than the physical body. And so this takes me back to the pain in the body. Pain in the body is not only physical, there's always going to be an energy and psycho-emotional, spiritual piece to it. And I truly believe that true transformation and healing comes from the integration of all the parts of ourselves, all of it. So that's why sometimes physical pain doesn't go away and it becomes chronic, because we haven't really gone to the root. Like, where is that root energy complex is coming from? And guess what? It can be from another lifetime. That's why sometimes things linger and stay, because you've done the work, you've done the layer, and sometimes like it's still here, it's still coming up. So sometimes we need to go into ancestral programming, ancestral wounding, trauma that we've been carrying. A lot of the pain is not even ours. It's from our mothers, from our grandfathers, from the people from our lineages, that we are receiving those energetic blueprints and energetic imprints. And so we are the ones that can transform that can create that shift in awareness and consciousness to do things differently. And so we deal with our health and our wellness, and especially as women, because I am a medicine doctor. I studied Western medicine in Mexico. So I was immersed in that system for many, many, many years. And it was breaking my spirit. It was breaking my spirit, the way it's run, the way the systems are created. I found it, there were parts of it that I loved. I can't say that everything's bad. No, there are parts of it that I loved, and I thrived in many of the areas. I loved learning about the human body, about the design of the body. I loved learning all the intrinsic components that we have, all the little ligaments and muscles and the biochemistry, how we work, how it works, how it all comes together, and how we can shift it, because doctors in their essence are magicians. But guess what? We are all magicians. We are all doctors. We all have an intrinsic healer within us. The thing is that we've been programmed to give away that power to the experts. And here I am, also because I have walked this path for many, many, many years. The seed that I want to plant is that you have all the answers that your body needs. You just need to remember. You just need to learn how to tap in and to be intimately connected with the needs of your body and with what works and what doesn't work. And that it's an experiment as a magician, as an alchemist, right? You like, okay, let's use this supplement for a little bit, or let's use this herb, or let's do this practice, or let's, stay away from sugar for 3 months. Let's see how that feels in my body. Let's now stay away from violent movies for 3 months. Let's see how that feels in my mind and my body. It's all about experimenting, right? And the thing is that we believe that doctors have the answer for everything. And yes, they're highly trained and they have wisdom and they have medicine that is very, very valuable. But I truly believe that there needs to be a communication, it needs to be a collaboration, and it needs to be a teamwork, not a hierarchy that I am better than you because I went to med school. And no. I have all this information and all this data and all this experience. How can I utilize it to serve you? And so what I notice in the medical system, so in Mexico, we have public medicine and private medicine. And that's an issue because private medicine in Mexico is amazing. There are amazing freaking doctors in Mexico. Amazing. If you have access to that, it's incredible. But that's the issue. Not everybody has access to those resources. Now in Canada, it's a social system, so everybody has access. But I don't trust the doctors in Canada. I'm just going to say that. I don't trust them, not because of them, but because of the system they need to work in. Appointments are really short. They're really fast. You have to go with only 1 or 2 questions. They don't really see the whole picture holistically of the person. And maybe they want to, but they can't because of the system. And this is the thing. And it's not about judging or criticizing, but maybe I am a little bit here because I don't see it working for really serving the person. One of the things that bothered me a lot in Mexico is like when we were doing rounds in hospitals, they would say, this is patient number 35 and it has cardiopathy and hypertension and blah, 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 and here are the medications and okay, bye. They didn't even say the name of the person. And so I made it a point of always coming and touching them, it's like, thank you for your time. Thank you for letting us learn from you because we're learning, we're observing as medical students. And just that tiny connection, human connection that changed the whole vibe for the patient. And so that's when also I realized that I wanted to do it differently. And that took me in a whole journey of coming to Canada and studying Chinese medicine, which is a beautiful holistic medicine that sees a person in its totality. But in Chinese medicine also, I feel that they had stripped the magic and the esoteric practices of Chinese medicine, and it had become very clinical. And so through my years, I started to dive more deeply into esoteric and spiritual schools like Tantra and Taoism and magic and shamanism and yoga. And I started to go on my own healing path of doing it differently. And I started to see healthcare practitioners in Canada like a naturopath and also, of course, acupuncture and herbs. And through that, just starting to explore what served me personally, what was my medicine and what was my poison, right? Because my medicine can be your poison and your poison can be my medicine. That's why panaceas like vaccines, I don't really vibe with, because each person is unique and special. You have very unique and special needs and preferences. I was thinking with this theme, if it's not private medicine, if it's not social medicine, what's the alternative? There has to be alternatives, and they are. And for me, yes, healthcare practitioners, but for me, it's more how can you become so connected and know yourself so well that you know what you need and you can work advocating for yourself with a team of practitioners, of healthcare providers, staying in your sovereign power. And that comes only from really, really researching your own experience in your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your energy, in your emotions, and in your spirit. And so, what if, as women, what if you could flow so beautifully every month with the different energetics of your cycle, that each phase is asking you for different medicines, for different food, for different activities, and you know exactly what you needed to harness that time, so that you know that there's ease and flow in Chinese medicine and in Taoism. We're always trying to find this sense of ease, of effortless effort, of open flow of your meridians and your channels, to be an open vessel of giving and receiving love. Because that's ultimately what we are. We are love. We are loving awareness. So how can we stay open to that love in a way that we are grounded and connected, so that also, like, we're not just giving our energy without being resource back. There's this reciprocity. And that also is about having healthy boundaries that contain you, but also allow the energy to come in and out in a way that nourishes you. So what if you could design your life honoring your needs? How can you design your life around your moon cycle? How can you design your life around your pleasure, around play? I was having this conversation recently with a friend of mine who is a health coach, and she's helping me also navigate through these sticky parts, because I have a strong masculine energy and I can hold strong containers. And sometimes I tend to go, okay, how can I create a strong container so that I can play? And what if she was saying, like, what if you play first and then the container is built around that? And I freaking love that. How can we express our full feminine energy, and from that expression build the containers around? And this is what I'm talking about. How can we create a different way of taking care of our health and wellness based on our needs and on our cycles and on our pleasure and preferences? And so with this, one of the ways is to connect, right? Come back to your body, come back to yourself. And if you're looking for tools of how to do that, because this is blah, 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 how do we do that? We do that by practicing. We do that by taking action. There's no real transformation if we don't take a step forward, if we don't take an action. Because if not, it just stays here. We need to bring it down to the body in practical ways. And this is one of my gifts. I really have a gift of distilling very abstract and spiritual concepts and giving them to you in a way that is very practical, very down to earth, and in a way that you can apply them into your day-to-day life. So If this is something that you want to learn more, if you are ready to connect more with your body, with your womb wisdom, I'm creating a program called Womb Awakening that is going to take us on this powerful pilgrimage through the blueprint, through the energetic and spiritual blueprint of our wombs, to connect, to remember, to access our true nature, to access our Buddha nature, to access the remembrance of who we are fully and total, but within the body, staying in the body. And so if this sparks you, I'm offering a free workshop to give you a little taste and also to start connecting in person more. Free workshop, May 29th. Mark your calendar. We'd love to see you there. If you have any questions around this, if anything got sparked, if anything got activated, I would love to know from you. Always love to know from you. And the link to the workshop is going to be in the notes, so check it out. And also, please share with any sisters that you feel this would benefit them, that they're on the path of recovering their power in their health and wellness, to become more sovereign in our health and wellness, to connect more with our feminine energy, our womb wisdom. This is what I'm devoted to, and I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, sending you many blessings, and ciao for now.